Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our guest speaker, Mike Contreras.
Hello, my name is Gerardo Miguel Contreras. Today I have the big pleasure of being among you in order to talk about the fear of failure. I know this topic can be very complicated, but don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I have a good feeling that we are going to succeed. Let's start. You see, for as long as I can remember, I have always put a lot of pressure on myself to be the best. Ugh. I do not know why, but since I was a child, I have always felt that I needed to succeed. I can remember that one of my scariest moments in my life took place in 2018 during my bias test that is currently known as Avanzo test. This test is similar to the SAT or the IQ test in the United States. I already knew this exam could influence and potentially determine my academic career, and even though my parents had never, ever, ever, believe it, never pressured me about grades, I still felt an enormous weight on my shoulders. And the question, oh my god, the question, that was the worst part at that moment. What if I didn't do well? What if I was not prepared enough? Would my partners make a joke of me? Would my parents be heartbroken? Ugh. As I sat there in front of my test sheet, the time felt like it was slipping away. And the clock's ticking was not helping at all. No. The only thing that I could think about was my brother Giovanni's words. He said his score was 5. Only 5. Oh my goodness. What if I had the same score? Hopefully, oh, it was not. But at that moment, I froze. Literally, I froze. But then I did something very unexpected for someone like me at that moment. I just relaxed. I had my own personal break. I remember that the first thing I did was closing my eyes, followed by taking a deep breath for 2 or 6 seconds and exhale. I also remember the quote that I said. I said, "It will not be my funeral." It might sound very strange and even drastic, but these words encouraged me to continue working on my test. In that moment, I realized that I had worked very hard in order to prepare myself, and that mattered. I also realized that it was not about being perfect. No, no, no. It was about doing my best with what I had prepared for. That was the idea, that was the main point at that moment. Even though I was the last student in finishing the test, yeah, I admit that I relaxed too much. But remember, I was not a person that used to relax very often. Well, something extraordinary took place some days later when the results came out. Can you imagine what happened? Well, the principal approached me and said, "Mr. Contreras, can we have a talk, please?" And I said, "Yes, sir. What can I do for you?" At his office, he told me, "Your score has been the highest in El Centro Colar Japón history. You got 8.12. Congratulations." he started clapping, 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 clapping. And I was in shock. I could not believe it. I was not able to find the right words. And I only said, thank you. I did not expect anything, but I received a medallion for the achievement. Anybody can say that I conquered my fear of failure at that moment. But the truth is, I am still working on it. Even today, 7 years after that test. Can you believe it? I have realized that my problem is not rooted in the fear of having a bad grade during a test only. No, it is rooted in my perfectionism. Let's suppose I want to try a delicious recipe and I want it to be a success at the first try. And it did not happen. Hmm. At that moment, I perceive myself as a mediocre or a loser. And that moment, I start punishing myself. My mom always tells me, stop pushing yourself. You're doing great, honey. And I do not know why, but I cannot believe her. When I chase the perfection, I am not only hurting myself, I am not showing gratitude at all. No. And in consequence, I am feeding my fear of failure. Therefore, I have decided to change my mindset in order to have a better version of myself in the future. Now, whenever I start working on an important assignment, the first thing I do is planning a little reward for myself afterward. This can be, for example, having a cookie or playing a video game. The main idea is performing an activity that I really enjoy, reminding me that my efforts are worth celebrating. This reduces not only the pressure, but also the fear of failure. Another thing that has helped me a lot is realizing that failure is not a roadblock, no, it is a stepping stone. Every mistake and loss is an opportunity to learn. Instead of fearing failure, I now see it as a lesson. And as you know, every lesson has the potential to make us wiser and even stronger. Right now, if you are worried about disappointing someone or not being good enough for something, remember, you are doing a good job and your effort matters. So start celebrating them. Please never ever let fear control you. You are capable to do whatever you want, especially if it is something that will help you grow. Thank you very much for watching. I hope my story can help you. See you next time. Bye bye.